Hi everyone, this is our fourth video in our series on Scentwork. In this video I'm going to show you some clips from some of the training sessions we have done where we put our three foundation parts together. So the first part was just conditioning the scent, so basically just feeding her regular dinner on top of the gun oil using 2 egg cartons. So in the last video that we did on teaching an indication, I also show you how I started to move the tray where we were conditioning the scent around so that the picture changes for the dog. So even if obviously she still has a visual cue of the tray being present, she still gets used to searching or smelling, at least, not that much searching at that point, but smelling the gun oil and then indicating on it when it's in a different position than just straight up in front of me when I'm holding it. So just that little step closer to doing actual searches. The second part that we did for the foundation steps was building endurance in the search. So we did that both with food and with the toys. And I think we did this in the second video and in the third video. I showed you how we also used a small piece of a Kong and had her searching flat instead of descent for the toy reward. So we've kept building on that, so I'll show you in a couple of clips after this. And then thirdly, teaching the freeze. So all of the clips that we have in this video are from training sessions that we did while we were doing group classes with Sandra, who has Lothian dog training in May, I think it was, April, May, the spring. So the first thing that we did in the classes was just basically building positive associations with the search area. So searching for food, you know, on furniture, on the outside of the car and in boxes, and that worked really well. We just did a couple of repetitions and then we kind of got to a point that as soon as I let Tennessee out in the garden, she went to look for food around the car. So it didn't take a lot of repetition for her to kind of, you know, be confident searching that area. After that, we started to do small searches for the scent, so literally just a door opening or one chair. The very first time we did it, I had Tennessee on a leash. Sandra presented the scent inside a little tin box in her hand. We just waited for her to mark on it, and then she just transferred that box to a chair that was next to her, and then literally just waited for any kind of indication towards it. Not a proper freeze at that point, but just her, as soon as she sniffed it, mark reward. So that was the very first step, and yeah, like I said, then just building really small limited search areas. When I started doing it outdoors, like around the car, I had a leash on her so that I could also control her movement with, so that she didn't start, you know, running around like crazy and then not finding the scent, but physically limiting the area as well, keeping it really small. I haven't really used the search cue yet, just because I wanted to put the parts together a bit more solidly before I started to use our, you know, find it cue for it. So we've just been continuing using that with searching for food and toys for now in these videos. I'll show you a 5th video on where we are at the moment. I'm a little bit behind on the video editing. After that, we started to slowly build up on the indication while searching. So at this point in the videos that I'm going to show you here, as soon as she shows any kind of still behavior close to the scent, we've just been like mark reward in place, so that she builds a longer duration for the freeze, but not having high expectations on the actual indication in these videos where we're just starting to put all 3 components together. I'm gonna see here if there's anything else I was supposed to tell you about. Sorry, just going through the videos I'm gonna show you. So in the current videos, in the clips where I'm rewarding with food, we're searching for the scent. So gun oil is what we're using, in case you've missed that. And in the clips where I'm rewarding with the Kong, we're still searching for the small Kong piece. That might be good to know. Just checking. Another thing to keep in mind is that when we've worked on this, another thing that Sandra emphasized a lot is getting the dog at an early stage to always go to the strongest source of the scent. So for example, when we did doorways, we didn't have the cotton bud inside, you know, an airtight container or anything like that, so that it would intentionally stain the area with the scent. So because it's quite oily, obviously, you know, dog can smell anyways, but just so you have a really clear picture in case you haven't done it before, it's an oil that you put on a little Q-tip cotton bud piece. If you put that in the door, obviously the smell's going to stay there, but especially with the greasy consistency, I mean, it really stains a lot. You know, you could probably smell it if you smelled it. So getting the dog to always go to where the actual source of the scent is, so where the Q-tip is, rather than indicating or getting distracted by where the scent has been before. I think in one of the clips here where I would do a vehicle search, so just looking on the outside of my car, I think it is in the first one, if I left 2 in, I'll have to check, you'll see her starting to, you know, she keeps going back to the back tire of the car because the scent was there before, and almost indicating or hesitating and getting, you know, a little bit unsure, like realizing it's not there, but then keep going back to it before she actually finds the real scent. So yeah, if you're doing this at home and following along with your dogs, that's something to keep in mind as well, to, you know, intentionally sometimes at the start make it easy, but then intentionally set them up so that even if it's like a stained area, they always have to indicate on where the scent is coming from. I think that's it. As I've said before, I've only done this with 2 dogs. Tensy's the second dog I'm doing scent work with, so I'm really not an expert. But we've gotten a lot of questions on this, and we have a lot of clients who are following along at home with the program. So if you have any questions, or if you're really good at scent work and you have some advice to me, or if there's something you see in the videos that, you know, you've done the same mistake and we're going to have issues later on with the way we've been building up the training, then just let us know. It would be great to get some feedback on this. I think that's it. Send us a message if you have any questions or any new ideas that we might take into consideration. Thank you. Bye. Okay. Good, nicely done. Good. Right, this way. And sit. Jessie. And look. Jessie. This way. Find it. Good girl, this way. Good job. And sit. Good. Tennessee. Sit. Find it. Yes. Good job. Find it.